That took a lot longer than I thought it would. That was a really big rock we just hit. Makes it a bit easier, I don't have to weigh it out. I know that's...
Following day, it will rain. Guaranteed. No questions asked. It will rain.
This is where I've got to admit that we've changed plans up here. Well, good morning everyone. This episode pretty much just lifts straight back off. I've literally just finished one video and just started another one because yeah, I'm going to run out of time to edit for that last video, so I've just got to restart. So this video is just going to be about us getting some crop in the ground. I'm just driving up to the shed to go put the drill on and make a start on our summer crop program with a few little changes I'll explain on the way. At the moment I'm just going past Brody, who's in the front paddock, working the ground with the speed disc on the class. It's not something I usually do, but yeah, it seems to be doing the job really well actually. Go, you good thing, go! It's not an overly big tractor, usually just use it for feed out, but the rush was on sort of this last week, given that it was going to rain on Sunday, which is tomorrow. But the forecast has now since changed and we're looking like we're only going to get a couple of mils, which probably isn't going to slow us down. Really, we could keep going through that, keep drilling or rolling or whatever we may see fit, but it's not really enough to get a crop up. However, they have now since forecast another rain on Wednesday, which sort of just gives us a little bit more time to do things in reasonable time and get things done, because I guess going back a few years, if that was the case, I would have just worked on and worked up until the early hours of the morning sort of thing. But in my older years and wiser years, I guess trying to get a little bit more conscious of valuing sleep and family time. Hence why I didn't go to the wee hours. I went spreading last night till about 8:30 and that was it. Whereas before, yeah, I'd plough on. There's still another half a day you could do, 4-6 hours. But not anymore. I try to avoid that at all costs. Anyway, let's go get this drill on and calibrate and hopefully find a paddock that we can put it all together with. minor break-in proceedings. There's a big rock under here, but I can't get to them. And Brody's gone awfully close to the fence to try and get this little sucker out. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go, that's good purchase. Alrighty, we are drilling. We've already done one paddock up the back. That was only 1.3 hectares. Wasn't worth getting the camera gear out for. Now we're in one of the paddocks up the front. This is where I've got to admit that we've changed plans up here, because for some that are following along pretty intently, they would have noticed that Brody, where he's disking, that was actually going to be poppies as an idea. Unfortunately, because the insistent rain, wind and everything else and above, we've had to push it a bit later. Not putting them in because it just got too late. The fact is that we don't have any irrigation here, so we wouldn't have been able to water them up if it had got dry. Because now we're later in the season, the chance of getting those opportunistic rains is less likely. Bada bing, bada boom, just the chances of just getting a good crop just diminishes by the day. We could have maybe got them in by the end of this week and then maybe got a rain on Wednesday as we spoke about. But I just fear that it's just too late in the season. And now that I've gone with not putting the poppies in, I'm sure it's going to rain quite consistently, and then I would have wished that I had put them in. Another admission I have to make is that this paddock was actually destined for annual ryegrass, and then we're going to put kale in after that. But again, that timing issue, like it was all just getting too late. So I was worried that if I put an annual in here now, we probably wouldn't get a cut off it for more than likely 8 to 10 weeks. And if I'm being honest, 8 to 10 weeks, that puts us up around the end of December, early January. And if I was to put the kale in then, again, it's a dryland block. It just decreases our chance that we get a good kale result. So the plan changed around. Thoughts are we'll get the kale in, get it established prior to summer. It might sit during summer, or probably will sit during summer. That was a really big rock we just hit. And then we will look at putting in. That way it ensures that the kale is going to be a success. Like I'm just that little bit nervy now. Feel like we've had like good solid rains early in spring, so we've got the potential to do some maybe early silage cuts, which we've got good subsoil moisture, which will then help if we get just a few rains. We'll spark up the grass again to get possibly a second, heaven forbid even a third. We'll just wait and see. Like anything farming, it's just a big gamble and you just roll the dice a little bit. That's what we've done here. So I've actually ended up swapping the paddocks. This paddock that we're drilling right now is an Italian Concord 2. I'm doing it 35 kilos to the hectare. The usual sowing rate for an Italian is about 25 kilos, but if we get it in and we have more plants, we have we've got a greater chance of getting onto this earlier because of the extra plant numbers. We'll actually have more biomass. Yes, we've had to pay for a bit more seed, but we'll have more biomass for that first cut. I'm not sure that we're going to have enough time to get a second cut off this. It might just sort of be that bit of a pasture, but it'll be well established prior to winter the next season. And so the other paddock where Brody is now, that will be kale. We're just putting that in there. I just don't have the kale seed yet, so I can't do that yet. Hopefully, maybe Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully. 2 bags down. I've got to now take out the grass seed that's left in there. Not sure how much. Oh heck. Oh, it's probably about 20 kilos. No, it's probably not that bad, but it's a significant amount. It's going to take a little while. I might let that be, and what I'm going to do is try and work out what roller to put in to substitute. So that grass has been going on at 35 kilos to the hectare with that specific roller, whereas now we're going to change seed altogether and change rate vastly. We're going to go to we got about 1.5 kilos, I think, yeah, 1.5 kilos of turnips. So they're a smaller seed, and so it'll run differently, and it's obviously 35 times less. Well, not quite, but near enough. You get the gist. It's a lot less. So we're going to change roller. So here are the different rollers. I reckon this is the roller I need. So it's got just those small little holes every so often. That will help us sort of reduce that rate and get it sort of right. So this roller here is the one that we have for the grass seed, and then this roller here is what we're going to attempt to use. Two different types of turnips, both bulb turnips, but one is Barkant, which is just like an industry standard bulb turnip that's been grown forever and a day. It's probably 20-30 years old. And now there is a clean crop version called Toto. So Toto is a little bit different in that it's an agency product that is sold with the chemical that you spray onto it. And it's good at controlling sort of hard to control weeds out of turnips, which I know that this front paddock in front of the house is going to have radish, it's going to have fat hen, it's going to have just everything under the sun. I know it is. Whereas the paddock under the pivot, where we're going to first, we'll just use Barkant, because I don't think there's going to be all that much pressure. There'll be a few thistles and a few flat weeds, but that's about it, because it hasn't had a cropping history. That's why we'll go Barkant first. Yeah, we'll do that one first, and then tomorrow we'll try and put the Toto in. We'll get the drill calibrator first and see how we go. Fortunately, it's a little bit hard to record, but these are the ones with the 2 strings, these bags, and they take a little bit of getting. Once you got them, there's nothing more satisfying than pulling one end, pulling the other, without a knife. If you follow on the Instagram, you'll get what I mean. That's the seed. Just tiny little, way off a kilo, and see what that looks like. It's a 4 litre container, I reckon 1.5 litres is probably a kilo. Throw it in the drill, press calibrate, and it'll do its thing, and then we'll have it calibrated. Okay. 1 minute, okay. So 476 grams. We'll put that into the monitor and see what it says, and then it'll probably ask to recalibrate again. Bring my bag with me. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. So I've got an ice cream container for 1 hectare. So I put 1.5 kilos in the, I guess we'll call it hopper. So we'll check it probably about 0.7 hectares or so, just to make sure we're going to make it to a hectare. Then we can put another one of these ice cream buckets in, another hectare, and I got another one sitting here for when, yeah, because I think the paddock's about 2.5 hectares. So I bring enough for 3 and we should be right. But that's, yeah, it's 3 ice cream buckets, and that'll do the whole paddock. It might seem like, oh, is it a bit low for the amount? Well, at the end of the day, we don't want the turnips to be too crowded. So we want them to have space so they can sort of grow and get that big bulb size about them. That's what really drives that yield. Anyway, we're gonna just roll on into the night. I think I said earlier that don't try and go too late, so I reckon we'll only go probably a couple of hours, and that'll call us. Then we'll call it there. It's the following day, and I got the paddock done over the pivot. Now trying to do the front paddock. So that's 3 out of 5. It's on Sunday. It's very overcast. It doesn't really feel or look like it's going to rain all that bad. So hoping to get that front paddock in. Brody is rolling the pivot at the moment, and yeah, I'm going to get ready to try and put these Toto turnips in. Really is not much. And there's the seed. Makes it a bit easier, I don't have to weigh it out. I know that's a kilo. That's sort of handy. I'll be able to just put a kilo in, check my rate, and then keep going. Let's roll. Alright. It's coming up mint. Possibly 2. Whoa! We're getting there. We are getting there. We're last paddock. Got all the turnips in, all rolled. We're gonna go spray them tomorrow, which I'll explain when I'm spraying them. Now for the last paddock, the seed came about an hour ago, got dropped off. So I'm quickly going to calibrate it. We're drilling the turnips at 1.5 kilos. And with the car, we're going to go to 5 kilos. So it's just got to recalibrate all that again. And then we'll be away. And we'll get that paddock drilled. Dad will roll it tomorrow. And then the following day, it will rain. Guaranteed. No questions asked. It will rain. Wow. That is coming up mint. Got to admit, I'm a little bit shocked. That is good. So this will be me for probably the next 2.5 hours. Put on an audio book and listen to someone else talk to me. Okay, it is the evening before the rain. So Sunday turned out to be nothing, and probably 1 mil. So it didn't slow down proceedings at all. Tonight, is the last chance we've got to do anything, and we've done everything else. So as you can see behind me, we've rolled this paddock, that paddock, so 5 other paddocks, they're all rolled. This paddock in particular has that Toto variety of turnips in it. And so that turnip variety means that we are sold some chemical to go with it, being Telor or chlorsulfuron. Chlorsulfuron, yeah, best of luck. Anyway, it's a herbicide. So the reason that we put that in was because, as I explained earlier, it was about the weed situation. Now that is a herbicide, and we're going to apply it, we stipulated that we have to apply it within 48 hours of drilling the paddock, or sowing it down, whatever you want to call it. So the other paddock of turnips, the bark ants, they wouldn't tolerate this. This would probably kill it dead, I assume. The plan is then that we apply this to the Toto and it will control weeds, the hard to kill weeds in the standard bark ant, because I think there's going to be more challenging weeds in this front paddock because it has been cropped a bit more. So we'll go ahead and spray it, and that'll be that. And we have another opportunity that we can spray it again, but it sort of stipulates, according to the label direction, which you'll always follow, you've got to be up to 4 leaf stage. And I guess that is just precautionary, or, well, if it gets really weedy and you've got to do something about it, you've got another opportunity to kill more weeds. So it's sort of acting as though it's a post and a pre-emergent herbicide. I've got to admit, I haven't used this stuff before. It's conveniently all in a 1 hectare pack. So we put it on at 20 grams to the hectare. So we'll go spray it on and then we're all done. We can just let the night bring on the rain and more rain. I think we're forecast 30 mils. Really hoping that eventuates. Be great. I'll be really happy with that, given that we got so much crop in and Sunday was such a failure. Alright guys, what is today? Today is Saturday. Rained on Wednesday. We had 38 mils, 38 glorious mils. It was a fantastic rain, sort of was all day. So some being that it's been 4 or 5 days now, we might have some seeds up, and we do. There. Don't know how well the camera's focusing there, but that there is a turnip. A little baby turnip. Those first true leaves that we see. So one there, one there, one there, over there. Those first true leaves are called cotyledons. They're the first to emerge. And we've got some all littered through here. I'm seeing them everywhere. Now that I've got my eye in for it. Great. I'm trying to dig one up. Oh, he's come from a fair old depth. So he's been in probably an inch, and that's his little root system there underneath. Starting to grow. There's not much moisture left up on top here, but everything underneath, yeah, that's sort of sealed up quite well because we rolled it flat. Looks good. So there you go, we've drilled it all, we've rolled it, it's had the rain that I said it would have. It was guaranteed. Now it's up and growing. Hopefully we'll get another rainfall, and I think there's another one forecast in about a week's time. It should be almost too good, but let's hope for that. Why not? Why can't it be that good, Josh? Why can't it? So that will do for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. It's probably been a little bit of a long one, but we had a fair bit to do and a fair bit to show. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you again soon. See ya.